Hey, my Taurus babies. This is EJ from Taurota Tarot. I hope everybody is having a good start to the week. This is going to be Taurus and Sagittarius 2020. Yeah, it's the end of the year. So, this is going to be my usual 9-card spread, except the layout is going to be a little different. The meaning of the cards actually is going to be different. So 3 cards for each row. We'll do the last year summary, actually the summary for this year. Departing energies, what not to let go of, what to let go of for the new year. What's important for the new year. Centerpiece card will be the same, challenges and obstacles. Where help will come from, upcoming opportunities, what in your experience needs to be aligned, and what to avoid for next year. So I'm going to sit here shuffling the cards for a few minutes. Y'all are, I don't know what to say about Taurus and Sagittarius, kind of like y'all are in a limbo sort of thing. I'm not going for it. There's another reading I did that was similar. Didn't feel like anybody was going forward or backward, just kind of stuck in this energy right now. So, 2 more shuffles. Let's get the cards on the table. This will be an enhanced reading using both decks. Housekeeping. Want to say thank you to everybody that has liked, shared, and subscribed this year. I appreciate y'all so much. I am humbled every day. Still doing $20 readings. That is going to change. We just made a decision. I obviously have a business partner. We just made a decision. So that's going to change at the first of the year. But right now, it is $20 readings, personal readings. All my other information is below. If you want to talk to me, hit me up at tarotattarot@gmail.com. Everything is down there. So let's get this kicked off and see what we got going on with Taurus and Sagittarius for the year of 2020. A reminder, I do my cards straight up. And for this reading, I am not doing overall energy, because obviously overall energy in my head is a changeable thing. So we're going to leave that out and just focus on what the cards are telling us. So we got trapped in fear, partnerships and alliances, and the heart chakra. We have the waiting game, your centerpiece, and challenge card, fulfillment of wishes, intuition, light, obstacles and challenges, and truth. From the other deck, trapped in fear, it's pulling the 4 cups. Partnerships and alliances is pulling the moon card. The heart chakra is pulling the 8 of wands. The waiting game is pulling the king of wands. A lot of Sagittarian energy right there. Fulfillment of wishes, your centerpiece. And your challenge card is the 2 of wands. Intuition is pulling the magician. The light is pulling the fool. A lot of major energy. Obstacles is pulling the queen of cups. And the truth card is pulling the world card. Yeah, that's a lot of major energy. Things are changing for Taurus and Sagittarius next year. Wow. So if we're looking at this year in review, the damn trapped in fear card. So one of the both of you, that's that limbo energy that I'm feeling. You just, it's like you don't want to move, and subsequently movement is going to cause changes. It feels like you guys have been wrestling with where you want to be, and maybe for some of you, you don't want to be where you are and you want to go somewhere else, and that's what this is. Looking at the grass look a little greener on the other side. Taurus and Sagittarius is not in agreement on this. Let me just say that. So again, one of the both of you may at this point be kind of trapped in fear. It feels like somebody got information maybe at the beginning of fall, which would have been the end of August, the 1st of September, about a transfer, maybe a company closure or downsizing, and it's not going to stay where the city, state, county you live in is going to move. And that's working for one of you but not working for the other. I'm just kind of throwing out what I'm hearing and seeing right now. So that's kind of got you in this energy that I'm feeling, that kind of in limbo. I don't want to do too much, nothing. Out of all of this, dealing with departing energies. And probably this is where my concern is, departing energies for next year. The partnerships and alliances. So there's going to be some change to this relationship. This is obviously not going to resonate with everybody, but there's going to be a change to this relationship. Yeah, I know. I hate to even speak on it, but I want to say whoever it is, they want to move. So if it's not you, Taurus, then it's Sagittarius. However, this is, I think in some situations it could be one or the other. I don't think it's just Sagittarius or just Taurus. Whoever it is that got the information or the offer to go somewhere else, secretly they want to. They want to go. So however that's resonating with anybody, I know y'all gonna be like, I just said, she said, you want to leave, you gonna leave. It is what it is, but this is what's going on in the dark. And it's not necessarily about anybody cheating or trying to get out of the relationship, but whichever one of you it is, Taurus or Sagittarius, you want the change, but you're not speaking on this right now. And that's kind of feeding into this limbo energy, because you know if you speak on it, it's going to open up a whole can of whip ass, and ain't nobody trying to go there right now. But you're going to have to face this sooner rather than later, and I do mean sooner rather than later. What to let go of for the new year? The heart chakra. You may, for the sake of the relationship, you may have to just let go. That may be the thing. This departing energy right here. This is, I hate to say that the relationship is departing, but the way the relationship is right this minute is leaving. Your understanding of it, whatever it is, it's leaving. That's what's leaving for next year, but picking up on what to let go of for the new year. I don't know. Maybe some of y'all need to re-examine, what it is you really are trying to do. Again, this is not going to resonate with everybody, but I feel like the Taurus is not getting the commitment that they're looking for out of the Sagittarius. So whether the Taurus is the one being offered up the job to move, or the opportunities, could be school related as well. Whether it's Taurus being offered this opportunity to get out, they secretly, then that makes sense to me, are like, yeah, I want to go because I'm not getting the commitment that I want. Talking about I love. And so this is triggering some communication. What to let go of is, it's kind of complicated. What you're trying to let go of is the incomplete communication about the situation. That's the best way that I know how to put it. You're going to have to sit down, all the quick talking, and I think that's been the cover so far. So this is bigger, actually, than the damn reading, but, oh, well, I'm in a hurry, I go to the store, I'll text you later, blah, 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 blah. And later never comes. Then it comes up again, oh, I go run to the grocery store, I get kids, I'll call you back. And that call back, for that particular conversation, it never comes. And so you're going to have to let go of that in the new year, especially if you're dealing with what I'm gonna consider a sensitive situation. You can't avoid this, whether it's Taurus or Sagittarius. You cannot avoid this. What's coming in the new year, if it's time to go, it's time to go. And if you're not feeling, whichever one of you, I believe it's Taurus that's not feeling the commitment, and if this is you that's getting offered the thing, you're being quiet about being happy about it because you really don't want to let your relationship go. But then on the other hand, if you're not getting the commitment you want out of it, and this is resonating to me for people that have been in relationships for a minute, and you kind of past the we should have got engaged last year stage, or we should be getting married, and you kind of past that, and it's like, what are we waiting on? And so this opportunity for whichever one of you that it is really popping up to shake this relationship loose one way or the other. It's not necessarily about breaking up or not being there, but if it's not working, the universe, especially for Taurus, with Uranus and Taurus, it's urging you, you got to make some kind of decision. You can't just stay in this, ooh, the grass look greener on the other side, I'm scared to death type energy. You can't stay there. What's important for the new year? What do I want to say about the waiting game? How this is important, what you're waiting on, it's what's important. So Taurus, I'm talking to you now. If you are waiting on a commitment from said Sagittarius, I'm going to just throw that out there. If you feel like, and this is just straight up Sagittarian energy, it's not male or female, it's not king or queen, what I'm getting, it's just straight up Sagittarian energy. And Taurus, is this person, I'm just saying, is it important to you to wait for it? Is it important enough for you to let your person go? And Taurus, I'm saying this as if you aren't the one getting the offer, but as if the Sagittarius is getting the offer. Is your Sagittarius important enough for you to wait on? And is that important enough for you to deal with it for the rest of next year? I'm just saying. That's what's important. If this is what's important, then you're not going to mind waiting. If this is not what's important, maybe it's time. This is your centerpiece and your challenge. Maybe it's time to go back to the drawing board to start dealing with the fulfillment of your wishes. And kind of feels like that's the riddle that needs to be solved next year. Do you need to do this to get this? Or are you going to be good waiting for what you think is important? Now, it can be the other way. It can be Scorpio. And that energy is even. It could be either one of you. If it's Taurus that's thinking about leaving, the problem that Taurus is having is about the commitment with the Sagittarius. If it's the Sagittarius that is thinking about whatever this is, new job, promotion, school, whatever, in another state, somewhere else, it's not about the commitment. It's, I almost want to say it's the freedom. And that's what both of you, either together or separately, are going to have to figure it out. If you're cross-watching for Taurus and Scorpio, that's going to be the thing. You're going to have to try and figure out, is really what it's boiling down to, is this relationship worth the wait and worth any headache? Is that what's important to you? Is that what's going to be important to you? Or scrap all this shit and start over? Where help will come from, obviously, your intuition, but the resources you have available to you. And this is not just money, but people. If you're trying to move, if you're trying to make a move, the people involved, you may need to network some before you go, so you can have some connections on the other end. For others of you, It may be simply about the people on the other end to wherever you're going. Are you going to be in a situation where there are going to be people to help you when you get there, especially if you're going by yourself without your partner? Just throwing it out there. So that's where your help will come from. It'll be really through networking and through people, but also know other resources that you may have to research other resources that you have available to you. But at the end of all of it, your help is really going to come from you. And Taurus, I'm talking to you, your intuition. Sagittarius, you too, but Taurus, yeah. This is going to, anything that you really need to get settled in your mind is not going to come from you asking someone. It's going to come from you listening to yourself. Upcoming opportunities are going to come when there's a level of transparency, and y'all are going to have to get honest with each other. You know, if there's shit y'all got lurking around in closets and plunking around and shit, and there's an issue with your commitment to the relationship, whether it be Taurus or Sagittarius, maybe it's time to throw a little light on that. Just saying, yeah, that's where your opportunities, the upcoming opportunities will come when you get to that level of transparency. Like, look, I love you, but this ain't working, or I need to focus on something else and come back to it. That level of transparency, yeah, will allow you to take that risk. But if you're trying to do this move, whoever I'm talking to, because it feels like in some situations it's Taurus, or other situations it's Sagittarius, you can't play this game, because eventually, especially if it's something that's tied up with some good money, what are you doing? How are you going to hide this? You going to make your partner just wake up one day and all your shit gone and you out? Yeah, okay, that ain't going to work. Even if you're not living together, there's going to have to be some kind of discussion, on what's going on. You're talking about 12 months in a year. That's a lot of time you're asking somebody to tie up, and then you just dip. I know I'm talking to somebody because somebody's thinking about it, but you're not going to be able to take that full risk like you want to, whoever I'm talking to, again, whether it's job or school, until you shed some light on some shit and get a little more transparent about what you're thinking and what you're feeling. What needs to be aligned, your emotions versus the challenges that you have to deal with. Let me explain. Your emotions, come on, versus the obstacles and challenges you have to deal with. And one of the both of you, if this is about a real step up for either one of you, go get your master's or your doctoral degree, or a new management position for a new company, or a company that's expanding but just not expanding where you live currently. That's a big opportunity. That's a big opportunity. But you have got to bring all of that emotional energy into alignment so you can deal with the shit you need to deal with. If you are still hung up on this relationship, whomever I'm talking to, Taurus or Sagittarius, and it's not allowing you to make this decision, take a step back. Start doing some communicating, and not this quick fast shit either. I know that's what this is, but for real, let's slow it down a little bit and get the issues out. There obviously, it feels like an issue, and this particular thing is pushing it that way. Now, for some of you, it's not about the distance, it's about the responsibility. So one of you may be trying to just step from this position to this one, which is this big and not this big. And that in turn is going to require time away from home, traveling, that kind of thing. And it's the same energy. It's the same energy. Not really putting it out there in the daylight. But you got your relationship on the line. What to avoid? Not dealing with the truth. Quite frankly. I mean, I can't put it any other way. I feel the energy, but the only way I can say it is, if you don't deal with the truth next year, everything that you know, just by knowledge, is not going to do you a damn bit of good to do what you're trying to do. This has a tinge of closure in it. So that in turn is telling me there's a bigger issue going on underneath all of this. It's just, this is the thing that is a catalyst to get whatever going in the relationship, either go on or break it down. And that's really what it's about. So at the end of all of this, what you're trying to avoid is not dealing with the truth. If you think you're going to run through next year, either one of you, with your head in the sand, no. That's your caution for next year. Don't put your head in the sand. And whoever it is that would be doing the staying, you in particular, whether that's Taurus or Sagittarius, if you're not the one that's been offered a different job somewhere or school somewhere else, don't put your head in the sand. Deal with it. Don't act, because you don't want to wake up one day and your Sag is gone, Taurus. I'm talking to you, hello. Because you didn't want to deal with something. For a lot of you, this is not living situation. This is boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, however that's resonating in different places. But you're still a couple. For some of you, it may be that you're living together, but there's so much not being said right now. It's this whole being trapped in fear. And that pretty much sums up 2019 for the two of you. You haven't really wanted to discuss, but whatever's going on in your relationship, Taurus and Sagittarius, next year is going to make something happen to make whatever needs to go, go. That's the quickest and simplest way I can put all of that energy together. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 major cards on the table. And these aren't the little errant, double card, other shit you got to deal with that's complicated. This is really kind of straightforward. Closure, taking a risk, shit being done in the dark, feelings that you're holding on to that you're not communicating, and not knowing where your resources are at this point for next year. So something is going to happen. I hate to be the one to be, if it's bad news, to be the bearer of bad news. I have a sense though, once whatever is supposed to happen, in particular, I'm just going to take the left-hand path and say, fuck it. If this breaks up between Taurus and Sagittarius, I'm obviously not talking to everybody, but if it does break up, you'll see other things in your life get illuminated. So if you're the other person that hasn't been offered the job and you've been stuck trying to get promoted, when all of this shakes out, if you end this, you will see that area of your life get illuminated. Once again, by taking that risk, but you're gonna have to do some work to do this, to get it to be, and being honest about shit is not always the easiest fucking thing in the world to do, especially if you care about somebody, but somewhere in your heart the relationship is just not gonna go the distance. And that's what some of this feels like. One of you feels like it's just not gonna go the distance, and you'd be better off going on and doing whatever it is, but you're not communicating that to your partner because you're scared. The fuck? The grass ain't always greener on the other side. And so you break this up, the shit don't work where you go, and then what you coming back to? And that's the game you're not gonna be able to play next year. You're gonna have to make a decision. Whoever I'm talking to, you're gonna have to be able to make a decision. You're not gonna be able to be like, okay, I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna go ahead and go to Michigan, take the job, and if it works, I'm just not gonna break up. I'm not gonna do nothing. I'm gonna just stay there. Okay, that ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work. You're gonna have to leave whatever ties you want to keep intact. You're gonna have to leave that way. If you think you're going to pull some old flim-flammy shit and shit don't work out and you didn't break up, it's not going to happen. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's going to blow right up in your face. So you're going to have to come out with, both of you, a level of transparency. You're going to have to shine some light on some shit. In order for whomever of you is doing this, you're going to have to take that risk. But it's not coming until you start shining the light on what it is you really want to accomplish What the bigger thing is what you want to do with this relationship. So next year, the challenge, the centerpiece is going to be, do I need to go back to the drawing board to get my wishes fulfilled? It's a question you're going to have to ask and figure out and discern for yourself. Let's see what the obstacle oracle cards. Yeah, next year is going to be a lot of obstacles, Taurus and Sagittarius. And depending on if you want to stay in a relationship, will depend on how committed you are to getting over whatever obstacles and challenges are there. Well, I can't say y'all don't know. Y'all are feeling this. You just aren't dealing with it at this point. So whomever I'm speaking to, in your heart of hearts, you know the relationship is not what it should be. But you've been kind of just sitting on it because you don't want to break up. You know, you don't want to have to get back out on the dating scene. You don't want to have to deal with all the bullshit that go along with being single. I get that. But if the relationship is not fulfilling to you, why are you staying? Don't want to be by yourself. Yeah, that's not a good reason. That's not a good reason. And you don't know what can happen if you let things happen the way that you feel they should. So Sagittarius, if this is you, it's got this offer to go somewhere else, and you feel like that's what you should be doing. Say that. That doesn't necessarily mean this relationship is going to end, but you're going to have to be clear about this relationship before you can move forward. Like I said, if you don't, it's going to blow up in your face. It's just that simple. It's not personal. Downtime, meditate, back to basics, body talk. Wow. Some of the same cards that came up yesterday. So it's not personal. Whoever didn't get the offer, let's start there. It's not personal. It doesn't have anything to do with how you feel about something. If this is Sagittarius that's trying to accept the offer, to say it like that, it's not personal. That part of it is not personal. Because it feels like some of y'all are just like the whole fucking thing is just, you know, and that's why you are really kind of just circling around feeling trapped and being afraid because you're taking it personal. And this is about an opportunity for growth. Now, are there hidden things underneath all of that? Yes, there are. But the bigger piece of it, it's not personal. Your partner wants to expand, evolve, grow. And that's a good thing. So that part of it is not personal. Now, if they're withholding something from you about why, or if they're not telling you what needs are not being met in this relationship, that is personal. But the bigger issue is to do something, to have the opportunity to move forward somewhere else. That's not personal. That is not personal. The two of you may need to take a trip, a weekend day trip some damn where, I don't know, so you can have a decent conversation without the interference of day-to-day shit getting in your way. Again, that fast communication. Okay, well, yeah, you know what? Let me call you back in 20 minutes. And that 20 minutes comes and goes and you never get that call. Maybe the two of you need to take some downtime so you can quit playing this little game and hiding behind the bullshit and get this shit out in the open. So you can clear the air. Once you clear the air, I think for both of you, the way forward will get clear. So it may be about the two of you taking some downtime together. Individually, y'all need to meditate. You know what I say about meditate? It could be in the shower, in the tub, while you sitting on the toilet, whatever. Eating breakfast, drinking your coffee. It's about focusing your mind. Without all the extra. The easiest and quickest way to do it is to focus on your breath. Inhale, exhale. You feel your mind wandering, come back to the inhale, exhale. Meditation will clear some of this up for you mentally, because it feels like one or both of you are just struggling. And again, the grass looking greener on the other side and some other bullshit, because your mind is not clear. And then you add a Mercury retrograde and some other shit, of course. Take some time to meditate. Back to the basics. Communicating styles. Damn this. Put the phone down. Get in somebody's face. Have a conversation. Once again, go back to the downtime. It really might help the two of you to get some other things out in the open. If you just take a day and just go an hour away from your house, wherever that happens to be. But bring it back to basics. Get rid of some of the technology and the bullshit, because that feels like you're hiding behind something because you don't really want to deal with the issue face on. Get back to basics. Keep it simple. I think that, along with just dealing with whatever the issue is, will help. Watch your Sagittarius, Taurus. Sagittarius, watch your Taurus. Look at what their body is telling you. You know, are they all arms folded, legs crossed, not accessible? Or are they just sitting relaxed? When you start talking about moving or doing something, do people start dropping shit on the floor? Come on now, in the kitchen cooking, and now all of a sudden all the forks are on the floor because you said something about moving to Hawaii. I'm just throwing it out there like that. Pay attention to what each other's saying. That goes a long way in serving your intuition and knowing kind of what direction things are going. If your partner's sitting there all folded up like a damn pretzel, that's a defensive posture. And maybe that might not be the best time to have that conversation. So the two of you, pay attention to what your body is telling you, and the other person's body, what their body is saying to you. Taurus and Sagittarius, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you guys have a good rest of the week, a good Thanksgiving, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye, y'all.